You all opened your books to page number 2. We are going to start our second chapter today. Daydreams. Daydreams means din mein sapne dekhna. How many of you see daydreams? At night everyone sees dreams. No, but some dream during the day also. They think, oh, I'll become Miss World. Some people think, I will become Mr. Universe. And they have lots of daydreams. So let us see about this lesson. Once there lived a couple who spent a lot of time in idle talk. Now, what is the meaning of couple? Husband and wife. Be careful. In English, when we say a couple of, then it can mean few. But here, there was a couple. Okay, there was one husband and there was one wife. They used to spend a lot of time in idle talk. Now, idle normally means lazy. But here, it means useless. That means just useless talk. For the sake of talking, they used to talk. I have always wanted to keep cows. If by chance I get some extra money from somewhere, I am going to buy a few cows. But that means a lot of work. You have to feed the cows, walk them, bathe them, milk them. Cows need a lot of looking after. आप गाय भैंस खरीदोगे तो उनको देखभाल करने के लिए कोई चाहिए, उनको नहलाने के लिए, दूध निकालने के लिए, so much work. One cow would be enough. There is no need to buy more cows. So husband said, if I get extra money, I want to buy cows. So wife said, no, only one cow is enough. But think of all the milk we will get if we buy more. Just think, if I have more cows, more milk we will get. That's true. The wife agreed. There will be so much milk that we can even have plenty of dahi and butter and ghee. Now, don't write dahi because that is not an English word. So we write in English word, then to explain to you, I tell you Hindi or Marathi, correct? But here now what will we write? For dahi, what is given? Yogurt or curds. Okay, so we'll have lots of dahi, that is yogurt. Then we'll be able to have lot of butter. Butter is an English word. But ghee again is an Indian word. What is the meaning of ghee? Clarified butter. Clarified butter. That means first you make the makhan, that is the butter, and then you heat it, and then it becomes clear. So all the rest of the impurities are taken out, and then absolutely clear ghee will be left. So, acha hoga, haan. We'll have lots of milk, then dahi, doodh, butter, bahut milega. That will be nice. Wouldn't it be lovely? How lucky that I have all these earthen pots kept aside. Earthen means mitti ke bartan. When you have the pots made out of earth or made out of clay. I will use one of the pots for milk, one for dahi and one for butter. Separately I will keep. Okay, one for milk, one for dahi, one for butter. The ghee I will put in another jar. Now jar, what you call barni. Barni is of two types. One is made with glazed finishing and one is of kanch ki barni. So that I will keep separately. That is the ghee. And I will use the remaining pot to send milk to my sister. So whatever is remaining means leftover, bacha kucha. That I will send to my sister. Send milk to your sister? Who said you could send milk to your sister? Who is saying this? The husband. मैं गाय पालूं, मैं भैंस को संभालूं, मैं दूध निकालूं, and then you will send your milk to the sister? There will be plenty of milk if we have so many cows. इतनी गाय रहेगी तो there will be extra milk. We can send it. Why shouldn't I send it to my sister? Because we are going to sell it in the market. That's why. Why to give free milk? We are going to sell the milk. I will decide what to do with all that milk. And not a drop of it goes to your sister. एक बूंद नहीं जाएगा. Remember. I'll see how you can stop me. देखती हूँ कैसे आप मुझे रोकते हो. For sending a pot full of milk to my dear sister. I do all the hard work, मैं मेहनत करूँगी, running after the cows, so naturally I will decide what happens to the milk. Just try stopping me, the wife exclaimed. Now, why did they say it was idle talk or useless talk? Because do they have the extra money? No. Have they got the cows? No. Have they started doing all that extra work? No. Have they got extra milk to convert it into ghee, butter, or make dahi out of it? No. And they are already fighting about so many things based on all this. So, it is just idle talk. Okay, for the sake of talking, they are talking. Next page. Is that so? Shouted the husband. Watch this then. He began to lift and smash the earthen pots one by one. Smash means to break. So he started breaking all the mitti ke bartan, all the earthen pots. His wife began to scream. So she started screaming loudly. Gopal Bhand, who was passing by, heard all the commotion. Commotion means loud noise, and people didn't know what was going on over here and rushed inside to see what has happened. Husband and wife are fighting. When he heard what had happened, he picked up a stout stick. Stout stick means ek moti bhakkam aise dandi. Okay, stout means thick and strong. So he picked up a nice big danda, they call it sota, okay, and he took that and stood in a corner and began to swish it through the air and pound it on the ground. Now swish it through the air means in the air only he was doing like this with the stick, and he started pounding it on the ground. Pounding means banging it on the ground. Pound means bang. When you bang on the door also, that is called pounding on the door. The husband and wife were both astounded to see his antics. Astounded. Means very surprised. They were very surprised to see his antics. Antics means strange behavior. Strange behavior means uska vichitra tarika. What is he doing? He is banging over here, swishing, swaying, banging on the floor. What are you doing? They enquired. Enquired means asked. Okay, so they asked him, what are you doing? Move aside. Hato, said Gopal Bhand. I have to drive away your greedy cows. Hurr hurr करके मैं हाँक रहा हूँ सब आपके गाय जो आई. You have let them wander and now they have ruined my field of beans and cucumber. Now, wander means to roam aimlessly, and ruined means spoilt. So all your cows have come into my field or my area and they are going here and there and they are eating up everything and spoiling everything. Oh, my lovely field of beans and cucumber. Beans, what you have, French beans, it is long and green, and cucumbers, or in Marathi you can call it kakdi, in Hindi they call it khira. Oh, my lovely field of beans and cucumber. Huh? But you don't have a field of beans and cucumber, said the husband. As soon as he said that, Gopal Bhand stopped wielding the stick and looking at him with raised eyebrows. Kyun? When I am saying your cows are eating my beans and my cucumbers, you are saying you don't have beans, you have cows. This is all khayali pulao. This is all din mein sapne dekhna. And there are no cows, there are no earthen pots now because he had already broken them. So he's saying all this is idle talk, useless talk. The husband and wife understood what he was trying to tell them. Can you tell what he wanted to say? That don't simply say, agar ye hua to wo hoga, wo hua to wo hoga, pehle wo hone to do. Don't simply say, if I get 95%, then I will go and do this course. First get 95% and then talk about the next thing. Otherwise, it will be called idle talk, useless talk. Have you understood the lesson? Now, in your lessons, there are not too many question answers. So, we will take some extra question answers on the board also. But first, let us see the ones which they have given. Read the following words aloud and copy in your notebook. Idle, we had already done, useless. Enough, that means kafi, sufficient. Exclaimed, that means when you show emotion, you know that you have an exclamatory mark. Commotion, we already saw noise, or along with that, if there is confusion also, for commotion, loud noise and confusion. Astounded, we saw the meaning very surprised, or antics, silly behavior. Wander, that is to move about aimlessly, or wielding. Wielding, let us take. Wielding means carrying. Okay, carrying that stick. Next, answer the following questions. What did the husband want to buy? Okay, so let us write the answers in a book. So the first one, let us see. The husband wanted to buy a few cows. Second, what plans did the wife make? The wife planned to make plenty of dahi. In your lesson it is given dahi only, so you can write dahi, butter and ghee and use 1 pot for each, and then send the remaining milk to her sister, okay, to her dear sister. Next, what did the husband want to do with the extra milk? Third, the husband wanted to sell the extra milk in the market. Fourth question, what did Gopal Bhand say he was doing? Gopal Bhand said that he was driving away the couple's greedy cows away from his fields. Did Gopal Bhand have a field? No. Gopal Bhand did not have a field. Sixth question. What did Gopal Bhand want to tell the husband and wife? Gopal Bhand wanted to tell the husband and wife that they should not argue. Next, what is the difference between a dream and a daydream? So, a dream we see at night when we are asleep, while we see daydreams during the day when we are awake. Have you got all your 7 answers? So you can write it down. If you feel you can't write it down fast, you can pause it and then you can write it down. Then we'll go on to our next activity, that is question number 3. Form groups of 3 and read the conversation in the story. So, जैसे कि एक नाटक है, you can give roles. That means how many people will you need? 3 people. You'll need one husband, one wife, and you'll need Mr. Gopal Bhand. And then you can read the dialogues. Second, write about your own daydream in short. What is your dream? That if this happens, I will do that. Then you can write whatever you want. You have to use your imagination. And the third question. Now here you can see they have drawn a little spider web. From school, they have taken it to bag, notebooks, pencil box, okay, or new pencil box, or friends, games, play, timetable, and then from timetable, school timetable, they have taken it to railway timetable, and then train journey, or from school you can think of teacher, maths, or some examples, problem set, or you think of the school bell, or the clock, recess, and the fun. So let us try to do one on our own. They have done for school already. So same way you can try to do for home. Let us see this. First you write home in the center. Okay. Now when you think about your home, suppose you think about your brother. Okay, because you fight with your brother. Then you think about your brother and think about fight. And why did you fight? Because he was not sharing his toys. So from one you go to another and then you think of another. Now sometimes when you think of home, you might even think of food. Because everyone says, "Hamare ghar ka khana best." So when you think of home, you always naturally think of food. Now when you think of food, you will think of kiske haath ka khana? Mother. And where is your mother normally? In the kitchen. So you will think from one to another. Then suppose you think of home. Now you think of, I'll go home and sleep. आराम से. So you think of sleep. Then because you thought of sleep, you thought of your bed, because you have a very comfortable bed. Now because you thought of bed, you thought of bedroom. And in your bedroom, when you sleep, you have wonderful dreams. So you saw how one thought can take us to another. Home can also make you think about your grandfather or your grandmother. Now they might be old and sick, so you might think about how they are old. Okay, so it takes you in different directions. So you can make that way spider webs with any word. In group work, they have said, discuss in groups of 5 the occasions on which you can use each of the following expressions. Now, कौन से मौके पे आप ये इस्तेमाल करेंगे? That's true. That means when you agree with someone. Wouldn't it be lovely when you're suggesting something and you really feel that yes, that will be very nice? Just try stopping me. That means when you disagree, you try stopping me, I will not listen to you. I am going to do it. That is when you say, just try stopping me. In language study, they have given a phrase is a meaningful group of words. For example, one day, or some extra money, a few cows, all the milk, etc. Phrase does not have a subject and it does not have a verb. It's a group of words which is part of a sentence. Now from the story, find at least 3 phrases each that begin or include each of the articles. That means it should have a or an or the. So that you can always find from your book. Now we have to fill a and an. Be careful, an is before vowel sounds, swar, or the sound of vowel is important, not only a, I, o, u. So the first one we will see an earthen pot. Next, a cow, a jar, a sister, a stout stick, a lovely field, an eyebrow, because it starts with E. You saw that we use an eyebrow, and before earthen pot also we used an. In the next one, make plural, anekvachan. Now all these are very simple ones, they are not exceptions, you simply have to add an S. So cows, pots, jars, sisters, markets, drops, sticks, corners, fields and cucumbers. So you simply add one S and it will become plural. Now we will also see some extra grammar that we can do from our lesson. Let us do a little grammar from this lesson. I will write some sentences and then you have to tell which type it is, okay, from the lesson itself. First sentence. Why shouldn't I send it to my sister? Second, once there lived a couple who spent a lot of time in idle talk. Okay. Third sentence. Just try stopping me. Fourth sentence, move aside. Okay, now you have to write down which type of sentence this is. Let us see if you got it right. The first sentence you can see has a question mark. So, this type of sentence is an interrogative sentence. Second sentence, once there lived a couple who spent a lot of time in idle talk. It's a normal statement. So, we call it an assertive sentence. Sometimes you may have learnt it as a statement or a declarative sentence. Just try stopping me. You can see here there is an exclamatory mark. So, this is an exclamatory sentence. Last, move aside. So, you are giving an order. This type of sentence is imperative. An imperative sentence can be either a command or a request. Have you got that? Now, in your lesson, let us try to do some more grammar, okay? So that we get a little grammar practice. Now, suppose I tell you, find out all the common nouns. Common nouns, there are many. Like, let us see how many you can find. In nouns, let us see the common nouns, and we can also see the proper nouns. Now, in this lesson, there was only one proper noun, and that was one person's name that we had, and that is Gopal Bhand. But if we have to take the common nouns, there are so many that you can find. For example, couple, day, husband, cows, money, milk, dahi, ghee, pots, jar, market, drop, sister, stick, corner, air, antics. See, we have one more line now. Then we have field, beans, cucumber, eyebrows, okay. So, we have so many common nouns in our lesson. Now, should we try to find out which are the adjectives? Let us see if you can see which are the adjectives, okay. Over here, what type of talk was it? Now, adjective means visheshan, which tells you more about the noun. Now, telling you more about the talk was idle, Okay, let us see the adjectives. Idle. Then extra is telling you about the money. Then lovely. Next we have earthen, because it tells you how the pots were made of what. Similarly, another, it's telling you about the jar or the pot. Next, she says it that she will send it to her dear sister. So, dear tells you how her sister was to her. Next, on page number 3, let us see how many more you can find. Earthen has already been taken, so don't take it again. Okay, stout stick. S-T-O-U-T. So it tells you how the stick was. Next, greedy. This is telling you about the cows. Lovely, we have already taken, so no need to take it again. Okay, so here you have a list of adjectives. Now these adjectives tell you more about the nouns. So we have seen over here types of sentences, we have seen nouns and adjectives. If you want, you can write it down.